So, good morning, everyone, and mabuhay, and welcome to Philippine Airline. We care about your safety. Please stow your baggage in the overhead bins or under the seat in front of you. This is a non-smoking flight. Just sit back, relax, and feel the presence as we drive into a new topic. Protecting the ecosystem is not just a duty, but a commitment to safeguarding the delicate balance of life in our planet. Maintain the balance and live to the fullest of our life. Now, so good morning, CPCians. So this new day, let's delve into a new and exciting topic to discuss this morning. It is not just an exciting topic, but a more wide range to learn about the reality of our diversity and our surroundings. So let's proceed. Hmm. So let's first read the expected lesson objectives or the learning lessons of the students. Determine the interrel no sorry wait determine the interrelatedness of society, environment, and health. Show the relatedness of the species in forming a diverse and healthy society without compromising one another. Identify everyday tasks and evaluate whether they contribute to the wellness and health of biodiversity and society or not. Next. So, biodiversity and healthy society. So, this is the all over lesson of the lesson 2. Biodiversity, as we all know, biodiversity consists of all living organisms and provide delicate, important aspects to gain, to provide, yes, to provide important things that all organisms may benefited and live to our ecosystems. So next, so let's have just a short recap. Decrease in biodiversity is imminent worldwide. Vertebrates fell to 60% from the 1970s due to the human causes. It is projected that by 2020, wildlife decline will be 67% of the present number. The Worldwide Fund for Nature and Zoological Society of London reported an annual decrease in wildlife by 2%. A major cause is human population, which has doubled in number since 1960 to 7.4 million. So as you can see in the pie graph, there's a wide kaayo siya because nagkaanam-anam og kadako ang percent sa pagbagsak sa mga wildlife or mga natural life diri sa ato ang diversity and ecosystem. And we wonder, who's the problem? Are we human or not? So as we can see, kita ang mas paspas ni palpilit diri sa ato ang biodiversity and ecosystem. So we can ask ourselves, are we the problem or not? So let us know that further. Next. So biodiversity and ecosystem. If we talk about biodiversity, is daghan dyan na siya ang nagkalilahi nga mga organisms ang naadiri, which is lahi-lahi sa sila og living area, which is na land, aquatic, nasa ice, air, and both land and water. So next, so there are two components ng ato ang ecosystem around the egg. Mo na siyang next. So biodiversity is the vast variety of life forms in the entire life, as I've mentioned giniha. And also another definition of biodiversity is a variability among living organisms from all sources, including terrestrial, marine, and other aquatic ecosystem and the ecological complexes of which they are part. This includes diversity within species, between species, and of ecosystem. Within species is defined as the evolution of our species, and between the species is the ecosystem of our, which is the species in our ecosystem, which is depends sa atong ecosystem. So, there are two components ang atong ecosystem. Next, there are biotic and abiotic. We know that we are already familiar with these two components in our ecosystem. Biotic means living organism, and abiotic is a non-living organism. When can we say living organisms? Living organisms are those animals, plants, humans, and all any kind of living organisms that projected here in our ecosystem. And the abiotic is those water, air, and any non-living organism that provides natural resources to living organisms. So next, so why do we need to study about the relationship among the biotic and the abiotic organisms? Is it important to study about? Can we gain benefit? So, studying the relationship between biotic and abiotic organisms help us understand how living things interact with their environment, including non-living factors like water, soil, and climate. So by this, we makibawtaon sa ilang interaction both sa non-living organisms and the organism, which is confusing siya sa uban but understandable ra siya. So next, so both components are dependent on each other. For example, primary consumers depend on the producers or the lowest level of the food pyramid, while secondary consumers depend on primary consumers on each other. For example, primary consumers depend on the producers or the lowest nibalik siya level of the food pyramid. So nibalik siya. So next, elaborate. Let me elaborate more. As you can see in the picture, na ay pyramid niya ang sulod ana is ang ang producer and the consumers. So unsa may connectivity ana nilang tulo. So the top part, which is the most important or the beginning of everything, pinaka-importante nga resources diri sa atong kalibutan is that mga algae and plants. And sila ang anong producers man sila because they can make food using photosynthesis. They just need sun and water. So photosynthesis no, mo na sila ang mga plants na maka-provide ra og pagkaon sa ilang kaugalingon. And dira sa primary consumer, from the word consume, which sila ang mo-consume sa plants and algae. And what are these animals? They are herbivores. They are rabbit, goat, deer, grasshopper, something nga mga animals na mukaon og mga natural resources, mga koan gikan sa natural resources like plants, algae. And yes, the secondary consumer is mauna sila ang mga omnivores, which is sila ang mo-consume sa mga herbivores like sa mga rabbit and goat. So mauna siya ang sequence or the cycle sa atoang sa bayot o abayote. Mauna siya ang cycle sa it's like called the food chain. So and it is very important that it should not be broken because that is the normal cycle of the food chain. Dapat walay mawala ana nila. So we as a human inhabitants of the ecosystems must preserve and conserve the biodiversity of all creatures. So as a human nga nakipuyo ra sa diri sa kalibutan, wala na katag-iya diri sa earth, so dapat kita ang mo-preserve, and it's our duty to preserve the important organism in this particular system. So we are the smartest organisms living in this planet. So dapat kita ang mo-preserve, and it is our duty to preserve and to help maintain the healthiness of our biodiversity. So what will happen if humans fail to protect the ecosystem? What are the major effects? Let us read. Loss of biodiversity, climate change, decline in ecosystem services, impact on human health, economic losses. So daghan kay siyang impact. So how humans can help to protect our ecosystem? So, first, we should reduce, reuse, recycle, conserve water, use sustainable transportation, support renewable energy, promote environmental education, practice sustainable agriculture. Yes, we should reduce, follow these important steps para ma-preserve na tong and ma-protecta na to tong ecosystem. So, protecting the ecosystem is not just a duty, but a commitment to safeguarding the delicate balance of life on our planet. So, thank you and welcome to the next teacher, Miss Glaze Ann.